Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well despite the coronavirus case, okay? Today, I'm going to be talking about reported speech or indirect speech, in other words. The first one is reporting positive or negative sentences. As you can see on the screen, there are some examples here. We have two ways to report what somebody actually says. One is done in direct speech, in original speech, and that is, like in the example, I like reading books in my spare time, İpek said to Alice. It is quite normal, but do not forget that it is the direct speech. It is the original speech. It is what İpek said to Elise in originality. But when you want to report it to somebody, like in the example, you say, İpek told Elise that she liked reading books in her spare time. The story goes in the same way, actually. I want to go to the party with you, Yaz said to his sister. So Yaz told his sister he wanted to go to the party with her. I hate this virus, Eda said. Eda said that she hated that virus. Or let's see what Yasmin said to Arda. I won't bake your favorite cake tomorrow. Yasmin told Arda that she would not bake his favorite cake the next day. There is one note I would like to share with you, actually. When reporting a sentence, I mean to say a positive or negative sentence, we usually use the verbs say and tell as reporting verbs. The verb tell always takes an object, whereas say does not. Actually, it doesn't take it all the time. However, at times, it might take the preposition to and an object at the same time, but it is not used very often. After the reporting verbs, that usually follows, but it is optional. What I mean to say by optional is you don't have to use it. It is up to you, actually. Let's have a look at the given two more examples. I want to go to the party with you, Yaz said to his sister. After said, the object is given here. So when reporting this, we say Yaz told his sister that he wanted to go to the party. I like reading books in my spare time, İpek said to Alice. This is possible too, but it is not as common as tell. I need to remind you of that. Have a look at the exercise. It says to us, report the following as shown above. Fill in the blanks with only one word. I have always liked watching tennis, John said to Özcan. So the object is given here. What should we use here? Said or told? Because there is an object here, John told Özcan that he had always liked watching tennis. I'm still feeling surprised, Lara said to Defne Doğan. So Lara told, pardon me, here there is a to, so we cannot say told to. Lara said to Defne Doğan she was still surprised. I'm really angry now, said Eda. Ada said she was really angry then. Here we need to use said because there is not an object. Ada said she was really angry then. I love you, Jack said to Mary. Jack told Mary that he loves her. Why do we still use loves but not loved? Because he is in love with her, so he still loves her. The action of loving is not something in the past. In this sense, you can use present simple as well. Now you have the key to exercise 1, okay? Report the following as shown above. Fill in the blanks with only one word. And yeah, the key is actually given to you. We've done it before. I have just done it. Just check it. Right. While reporting such statements, sentences, we should make some necessary changes at the same time. When you report what someone else said, pronouns, him, them, us, we, they, are changed according to the people mentioned. See, let's study the example given to us. See what Yaz said to his sister. I want to go to the party with you, Yaz said to his sister. Yaz told his sister that he wanted to go to the party with her, not with anyone else. There is another one, Yasmin saying something to Arda. I won't bake your favorite cake tomorrow, Yasmin said to Arda. Yasmin told Arda that she wouldn't bake his favorite cake the next day. The exercise. Report the following as shown above, filling in the blanks with the correct pronouns. I want you to help me fix the laptop, said Yasmin's mother to her. So, Yasmin's mother told Yasmin that she wanted Yasmin to help her fix the laptop. Does it sound okay? We'll check it later on. I'm going to give my son his present tonight, Efe's mom said. Efe's mom said she was going to give her son his present that night. Number 3. I will buy the game console for you. Its mom promised. So what can come here as pronouns? Its mom promised that she would buy the game console for him, for it. We saw the robber from across the street, the woman said to the police. The woman told the police that she had seen the robber from across the street. You can have a look at the key, actually. Is the time enough? Let's move to the next bit. There is another note we need to keep in mind. When you report what was said in a different place, you should again make a change referring to it. See the examples? I love this city, Arun said. Arun said that he loved that city. When he's not in the city he's talking about, he uses not this, but that. Or Orange said that he loved this city. Why do we have to use this here? Because Orange is in the city he is talking about right now. There is another exercise. Can you do the following as shown above? Using the correct unit, defining the correct place. Okay, there you go. I hate this virus, Eda said to the class. As you all know, Eda hates viruses, actually. Eda told the class last spring. When did she tell the class this fact? Last spring. Eda told the class last spring that she hated that virus because it is last spring. Or Eda told the class a minute ago that she hated this virus. Or Eda told the class a minute ago that she hates the virus. Why do we use she hates? Although it is reported in the past, okay, I mean, she still hates this virus because I don't want you to come here to Istanbul again, said my father to me 10 years ago when he was still alive. Of course, my father was then in Istanbul. My father told me that he didn't want me to go there to Istanbul when he was still alive. Okay? Now I'm not in Istanbul, I live here in Adana, therefore I have to use that there. We can have a look at the example, okay? Yes, and you see there as well. Another piece of information about reported speech. If you report the statement in the past, you need to change the actual time adverb, like yesterday, like tomorrow, okay, and the main verb into another past or further back as shown below. Let's see the examples, please. I won't bake your favorite cake tomorrow, Yasmin said to Orange. Yasmin told Orange that she wouldn't because it is told. Yasmin told Orange that she wouldn't bake his favorite cake the next day. See? Tomorrow turns into the next day just because the reporting verb is in the past. We will help you with your project tonight, Lara and Demir said to Özcan and John. You know, Lara and Demir are very helpful. So, in the indirect part, Lara and Demir told Özcan and John they would help them with their project that night. Because the reporting verb is in the past, the time, also the time adverb tonight changes into that night. See the tense changes when the reporting verb is in the past. See, work here becomes worked. Am here becomes was. So am working becomes was working. Worked becomes had, verb 3, had worked. All verb 2 become had verb 3 when the reporting verb is past. So worked becomes had worked. Was working. Was is a verb too in itself. So what is the had verb 3 form of was? Had been. So was working becomes had been working. Will becomes would. Have stopped becomes had stopped. Had left, it is past perfect, had verb 3. Had verb 3 does not change, it stays, it remains the same, actually. Again, if you report a statement in the past, as I said before, this is the rule you should always keep in your mind. You need to change the actual time adverb and the main verb into another past or further back, as said before. So can becomes could, may becomes might, have to and must become had to, should, could, ought to, would, might, used to, they stay the same, they remain the same, they do not change at all, people. Well, also, I mean, the time adverbs also change. Today becomes that day, tonight, that night, tomorrow becomes the next day or the following day, yesterday turns into the previous day or the day before, this week becomes that week, 2 days ago becomes 2 days before, now becomes then, actually. Okay. Also, I mean, this demonstrative in these two adverbs change too. This becomes that, these becomes those, here, there, like in the example of Istanbul and Adana, remember, come may become go, or come becomes go, actually. Okay? There is an exercise for you, okay? It says to you, it wants you to report the following correctly, keeping in mind all the rules given above. Let's see. I'm grateful that I can go to school again, said Daphne Bozkurt, okay? She loves her friends, she loves her teachers, she loves people, therefore it is hard for Daphne Bozkurt to stay away from them. Therefore she says, Daphne Bozkurt said that she was grateful that she could go to school again. Huh? It makes sense, right? How about you? You can give a try to the second one. A friend gave this necklace to me years ago, said Eileen. Eileen said, a friend, because it is Eileen said a friend had given, verb 2 becomes had verb 3. Eileen said a friend had given that necklace to her years before. Years before. Remember? Try to answer the third. Actually, try answering the third one, because it is not hard at all. The police can't find the con man, said that to me. That said to me, pardon me. Actually, both are possible, okay? That told me the police couldn't find the con man. I would be happy to put cameras all over the shop. I would be happy to put cameras all over the shop, said the manager. The manager said he or she would be happy to put cameras all over the shop. Would remains the same. Remember, there is another one, and it is interesting because you need to focus on this one. It says, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. This is a scientific truth. That means it never changes. So the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, said my school teacher years ago. So you can easily do it. My school teacher said years ago that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Okay, they don't change. You can have a look at the key. Normal statements, I mean to say positive and negative sentences, for the time being it is over. Now we have to deal with reporting questions with a question word, like WH questions. And we need to know this. When reporting questions, the reporting verbs are no more say and tell. But this time, we usually use asked, want to know, wonder, actually, promise, things like that. Inquire, for example. All the rules, but also I have to remind you that the rules, I mean, I gave you a few minutes ago, they are still valid in reporting questions too. So all the rules given for positive and negative sentences above are valid in the question forms as well. However, in WH questions, the question word becomes the necessary linking word instead of that. And then we need to change the grammar to a normal positive sentence, as it is no more a question, because it is no more a question. Study the examples. Efe said to the carpet seller, what did he say to the carpet seller? How much is this carpet? Efe asked the carpet seller, how much becomes the linking word? Efe asked the carpet seller how much that carpet weighs. After how much, we bring the subject of the question here, and then the verb. Defne said to Şuanaz, who has upset you? Defne asked Şuanaz, who had upset her? Kerem and Yiğit asked themselves, when will this terrible virus go away? So Kerem and Yiğit wondered when becomes the linking word, when that terrible virus as the subject would go away. Exercise 5. Report the following questions as shown above, keeping in mind that the questions need to be transformed into normal statements, right? So try to answer them yourself. Why are people afraid of the coronavirus? The presenter said to the doctor. The presenter asked the doctor why people were afraid of the coronavirus. Why didn't you read the last article on Turkish culture? The journalist said to the president. The journalist asked the president why he didn't becomes hadn't. The journalist asked the president why he hadn't read the previous article on Turkish culture. How do you pronounce the verb bury? The student said to the teacher. The student asked the teacher how he pronounces or pronounced. Both are possible. The verb bury. When will we be able to go to school again? Some students said. Some students wanted to know when they would be able to go to school again. How much have you paid the workers this time? We said to our mother. We wanted to learn. We inquired how much our mother had paid the workers that time. I guess this is correct. Let's see the key. Yeah, here in the third one, the student asked the teacher how he pronounces the verb bury is possible too. Thanks a lot for listening to me. Bye-bye.